What is up, guys? Onesie Gaming here, and I'm going to go over some strategies that I found in Arathi Basin for WoW Classic. Now, as some of you know, the Alliance is not the best at BGs, and it doesn't have really anything to do with player skill or anything like that. A lot of it has to do actually with the fact that our queues are so short, and a lot of people just get complacent. They're like, look, I'll get into a game, they give up like right away, essentially, if something goes wrong, because they're like, whatever, we'll get out of this game quick, I'll jump into another game real quick. Whereas there's more incentive if you're on the Horde. Those of you that have played Horde, I have Horde characters as well, you're sitting in queue a lot longer. So there's an incentive like, hey, we need to win this game because I don't want to sit in queue for another 10, 15, 20, 30, 45 minutes sometimes to not get this W. So I'm going to go over some strategies that have worked for me. Now, obviously, this is not the end-all be-all. This isn't the, hey, this is the only strategy that's going to work. The recording that I did for this video of some of the background stuff as I'm going to be commentating over it, we won while holding LM for only about maybe like 5 minutes. And in my opinion, I'm going to go over it why this is so. LM is the most important node in the game right next to Blacksmith. They're kind of on the same page. And I'm going to go over why and show you why, go over like tiers and whatnot and some strategies. Again, this is for the Alliance. It works for the Horde as well, and they utilize it. You can see it in their strategies, but this is more an Alliance tier and Alliance just kind of quick little guide of how to help you win. Now, there's a lot of variables that go into this, obviously. The player skill on your team, the gear skill on your team, and your team composition. Many times I go into a BG and I'm the only healer. And the best way to do this strategy is to have like 2 or 3 healers. You want those healers to be anchoring down sites with other DPS. And we'll go over all that here in the video. But I hope you guys do enjoy it. If you do enjoy it, like, comment, hit that subscribe button. Let's discuss. If you disagree with what I'm saying, that's totally cool too. We can have discussions. I'm cool with that as long as we keep them civil. Let me know down below, and I hope you guys do enjoy the video. So before we jump into the specifics, this specific gameplay was a victory. We ended up winning on a 4 cap, 4-1, but a majority of the game we did the 3 cap, which is the strategy I'm going to be going over. Now here I'm pointing out that we ghosted stables. Luckily, some of the late guys are jumping in there. Now my UI in this game was completely messed up. I don't know what happened. My game had crashed, and then my UI add-on, a helicopter's going over right now. So my UI was completely messed up here. So I'm having to click and heal, which is awful. Normally my UI is telling me who's in range, who's not in range, but right now it's not telling me, so I'm having to just click and heal and doing the best I can to do that, which was a huge pain, but I was able to get a lot of this done. But a lot of times I get people that, they get upset, mad, angry. Why didn't you heal me? I didn't see your health was low. I'm sorry. Don't really know what's going on. I know you can use Shift V, but that there's a range on that. It's not very far. But anyway, right here is the typical strategy that you see where we take Blacksmith. Now, what most strategies do is they send a bulk of their team to Blacksmith, 1 or 2 people to LM, and then like 1 guy anchoring ST, which is okay at the beginning, except LM is easily the most important node. And again, I'm going to go over that right now. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time on this at all because everybody knows these, but you have Stables, which is ST, Blacksmith is BS, Lumbermill, LM, Farm, which is just Farm, and Gold Mine, which is GM. Now, these color codes I put here, the yellow or the gold, those are the most important nodes. These are the nodes that I see the most victories if we can hold these 3. Well, obviously, if you hold 3 in general, you're going to win, but these 3. And then you got Gold Mine as red and Farm as black, and we will go into that right now. Now here we're going to see what, in a perfect world, this would look like. You would have 2 anchors at ST. Typically, you want like a hunter, rogue here, something like that that can really hold off multiple people at one time. Those are the kind of anchors you're looking for there. Druids are cool there as well, but you don't want that to be a healing druid. You want your healers to kind of be towards the front line or anchoring those front line posts. In LM, you want 3 anchors, with one of those anchors being a healer preferably. Probably mages are best up there, and that's because of slow fall down to Blacksmith if they need reinforcements like right away. And then Blacksmith, you also want the 3 anchors plus the 1 healer, and then you want 7 rotators. Now those 7 rotators, those are the key to winning. These anchors, if they can hold it down, as long as they're not AFK, those rotators are going to be the key. If they rotate together and just quickly rotate. So epic mounts in your rotators are important. If you have a 60% mount, you probably want to anchor a site. One of the biggest issues that people have in AB is road fighting. Don't do it. These points are the areas where you see most people fighting on the roads. And what happens is, while you're fighting one person on the road, a bunch of people hop off their mounts because they want to get that honor, and you lose a point. You're going to get a lot more honor if you win the game. They're going to have to take those nodes. If you are winning, I guarantee you they are going to be pushing on those nodes. So don't be fighting in the roads. That's one of the biggest traps you can fall into. And these just are the most these are just the areas that happen the most. Everybody does it. Everybody has done it. You're lying if you say you haven't. I've done it before. I hop off my mount. I just get bloodthirsty and just jump on, whoever is there, especially if it's like a squishy like mage sitting there. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, let me get on this. Just don't do it. So now let's go over why LM is the most important. LM is the most important because of the height advantage. For some reason, the alliance strategy is usually 1 to 2 people going LM. You have one guy go ST. The one guy at ST at the beginning is fine, but you do want to back that person up because if a rogue saps or a mage polymorphs or both, you're in trouble at ST. You're going to lose that. If you have 2 people there, it makes it a little harder. They can call out the ink, and then you can have your rotators get there in time. Now, some of the most important things is fighting on the flag. You want to be fighting on the flag when you're defending. When you're attacking, it's not that important. When you're attacking, just make sure you're in the best position you can go into. Here in this clip, we got to LM. They're heavily defending it, and it's just me and this warrior. So I'm like, well, you know what? We're going to die here. Nothing really we can do. You just communicate with your team, like how many are up there. So I'm just kind of trying to count right now, which is big. Communication is key. Communication is probably the number one thing. Hey, this is how many are there. This is what they have. XYZ. Whatever it is. Now, as far as that strategy goes, the alliance for some reason they like to go GM. We like to go GMs, and for some reason 2 or 3 people go there. GM is the worst spot. So the reason why GM is bad, it can be attacked from 5 angles, and I'm counting the cliffs as 3 different angles because it can be, the north cliff, south cliff, and then kind of like the east middle cliff, and they can come from the roads as well. You also can't see the map anywhere from GM. You can't call any inks except for GM inks. Maybe you can see them if they get close to the cliff and they're running blacksmith. You can be like, hey, they might be going blacksmith. They might be going stables, but it's just not a good node to hold. You don't get any information from it. There's no real tactical advantage from it. And I think the reason why people grab it is because, hey, let's just get these few points. Let's gather up these points and start gathering up a lead. It's just not worth the effort, though. Let them have that because it puts you at a tactical disadvantage. Now, the reason why LM is so important and why I put it on a tier just as high as blacksmith is because you can see here in the clip, I can see the entire map. When you sit at the edge of the cliff, you can see exactly where the horde are going. I can see blacksmith, I can see stables, and then you just call out to your rotators that are in between, and they can jump in and they could take stables. Now here in this game, we are doing the hardest to hold strategy, and it worked out for us, but blacksmith, farm, and stables, that's the hardest to hold strategy because if you are holding farm and they're attacking stables, that's the longest distance to run to defend the node in the game. So unless there's a paladin there that can bubble or multiple paladins that can bubble and spin that flag, it's going to be very difficult to catch that rotation. Now, if you have majority of mages, last night I did a game, we had 7 mages. LM was the most important thing we can take. Those mages have slow fall. They can jump down and assist blacksmith. They can, basically parachute down, be paratroopers into blacksmith, and it's that important. Blacksmith and LM are the 2 most important nodes in the game, and if you can hold both of these, it related to an 87% win rate in my games. Now that's if you hold them for 5 minutes or longer. 87% of the time in the games where we had LM and blacksmith for more than 5 minutes each, we won those games. That's a significant stat there. This sample size was only in about 13 games, so it's not a huge sample size. I just recently started picking up this paladin again and playing him and ranking him again, but that's a huge stat line. Typically, you don't want to trade farm for stables because what happens if your team gets caught maybe going to stables, they're going to be rezzing at Trollbane Hall and they're going to be stuck. They're going to have to ghost walk, and it's going to take them even longer to get out unless they can maybe get lucky and get a mount around. Now, some of this may not come to surprise anybody. Some people might just be like, wow, this is all just obvious stuff. But this is stuff that does not happen in a majority of Alliance games. You have a lot of people that just kind of diddle around. You have a bunch of AFKs, and, because they just think, just go to the next game, whatever the case may be. That stuff's going to happen. It's going to suck, and it's awful. But again, like I said, a lot of this comes because we have quick queue times. Now, the keys to victory are your anchors, not being AFK. Your call-outs are quick and accurate. Your rotations are quick and accurate. and then again, you do not fight on the roads. These things happen, you're more than likely going to win. Now, right here, you can see, I talked about fighting on the flag for defense. I'm immediately jumping on this flag. I know I'm going to die here. I know I'm going to die here, but I just want to make sure that if I see them capping, that I'm going to give them a little hit. So I see this druid's trying to get in there. I'm going to pop Consecration. Now, sometimes, so Consecration does not break their flag cap, but right there you can see that it scared him and he jumped off of it. So sometimes they think, oh, he just broke my flag cap. If they just aren't aware, they're going to jump off the flag and be like, he canceled it, even though it didn't. So that really helped out my benefit there. Now, what I did was I spun the flag there, bought us enough time, and you can see that the rotation's coming through. They're starting to come through. This druid's going to get popped here, and then everybody's going to fight on the flag. And we were able to hold this site. This is like a perfect example of what defense would look like. We were outnumbered 2-1, 3-1 there. Called the rotation, held the flag, and we were able to hold that node and keep that node and get those points. So a typical strategy would be, you do the blacksmith fight. The moment you win that blacksmith fight in the middle, you need to go to LM. Personally, I prefer more of a LM heavy strategy. I like going to LM, securing LM and stables, watching where the horde are going to rotate to, rotate accordingly, wipe them, and then take blacksmith. I think this is the much more effective strategy. I think people tunnel vision. They think, no, we need the 3 nodes now, and they don't realize that this is a long game. It's 2,000 points. Those first 3, 4, 5 minutes are not as important as people think they are. What's important is you secure those important nodes first. You take stables and you take LM. Those are very important nodes to the alliance. You can then look from LM, see where the horde's going. You can rotate accordingly. They can't get there fast enough. If they take blacksmith and they immediately shift most of their rotation over into stables, you can rotate from LM, get there at about the same time, and you can prevent them from taking stables. If they come to LM, great. That's where a majority of you guys are. You already have the high ground. Your healers can sit in the back and LOS them on the ramp. It's a win-win for everybody. You can wipe them there, and then you can immediately push blacksmith. If they die pushing any nodes, this is the same for us as well, they're going to be rezzing at the Defiler's Den. And we'll be rezzing at Trollbane Hall. So if you're able to win that battle, you can then push blacksmith. You usually take blacksmith probably uncontested, and then you got your triple nodes, and then you just do your rotations. You got your anchors and everything going. This is a strategy to win AB. Again, 87% of the time that we were able to hold blacksmith and LM for 5 minutes each, we won those games. It's important. Teamwork is important. I hope you guys get something from this. This is not for like the advanced, guy that has a ton of AB and whatnot and is exalted and like knows the strategies and plays with premades. Premades do this already. Premades have the rotation. They just kind of wave, like steamroll over. This is more for pugs and, don't get mad at your teammates if they're calling inks or whatnot. If they call an ink late, just remind them, hey man, can you just let us know beforehand? They get there, that would be great. I know it's difficult. Sometimes the internet can be toxic, but I hope you guys do get something from this video and enjoy it. Like I said, please like, comment, subscribe. It really helps the algorithm here. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my UI, but hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will catch you guys at the next video.